when they had to go fight a major battle. In the Battle of Tabuk, Uthman gave 1,000 camels and horses. SubhanAllah. That'd be like if you gave 1,000 Maybachs or 1,000 Bentleys. And he donated enough to arm every soldier of the whole expedition. That's how wealthy he was. But he was also a hafiz of Quran. He was a hafiz of Quran. He recited the whole Quran to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam before the Prophet returned to Allah.
Really?
He would learn the Quran in short bits, because as he learned an ayah, he would live it. So he didn't just shove it in his mind to memorize it like we do nowadays. Somebody leave away, they become a hafiz in a year. No, they will take time to learn to live the ayah, explain the ayah, process the ayah, so that they weren't just memorizing the Quran, they were living the Quran, being functional with the Quran, understanding the Quran. So Uthman ibn Affan gave 10 things that are the greatest waste of time. Now, you'll read a book where a billionaire CEO will write how to effectively use your time. Then you'll adopt it. Why? Because he's a billionaire. Well, this was a billionaire companion of the greatest man ever to walk the face of the earth, a billionaire companion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahu Akbar, who helped us understand the value of time. He gave 10 of them. To properly discuss this, I will give 10, then give the Quran, and to give the things that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that supports these 10 points that Uthman made. Yet that would be a dissertation. It would take us, we would have to teach on that every Jumu'ah for the next year. So we're going to go over the 10 and give some brief, if we might only get to one of them, to actually give some brief commentary and context. But listen to the 10 from the mind of a billionaire Sahaba. From the mind of a Sahaba that gave with no fear of poverty. When he gave, he had no fear of poverty at all. Because he knew that whatever he gave immediately became his. Because it put away for the akhirah and not just for this life. So here they are. Models of successful thinking among the Sahaba, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have to revise this thing, brothers and sisters. We're looking to all these people who aren't Quranic for ways to change our thinking. And that will only that will give you success fit dunya. What? Because they all have a whole bunch of money fit dunya. But it won't give you success fil akhirah. So Allah says, وَابْتَغِي أَتَاكَ دَارُ الْآخِرَةِ Think what I tell نَسِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Seek by all means the afterlife, then don't neglect your share of the dunya. They've gone after their share of the dunya without even any consideration for the akhirah. So 10 things that are the biggest waste of time from the billionaire Sahaba of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number 1, a scholar who no one asked about. That means a person who's very learned, but that knowledge is not benefiting anyone. That knowledge is not flowing. The purpose of scholarship is to share with others. Inshallah, we can come back to this one and we'll give some. That might be the only one we can get to in this short amount of time that we have. So that's number one. A scholar that no one asks about. He got all that knowledge, but the knowledge is sitting there. You know, water, if water doesn't flow, it becomes stagnant. And stagnant water loses its cleanliness. That's how knowledge is. Knowledge is supposed to flow. And it's not supposed to flow for aggrandizement, for personal aggrandizement, that you're doing it to be seen, that you are knowledgeable, that you're some great sheikh. No, That knowledge should flow with repentance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking Allah, please don't let me make a mistake and mislead people. And if I do make a mistake and mislead people, oh Allah, please forgive me and please make my intention. If your intention is to be seen, you can't help but mislead people because your intention is wrong. But if your intention is to share to benefit others from whatever tiny bit of information Allah gave you, then you started out in the right way.
Yeah.
Second, knowledge that is not acted upon. Cold. Sorry that the heat wasn't working today. But we're so blessed that that's our only concern. Because there's people all over the planet today, when it's cold, their concern is freezing to death. Literally freezing to death. Not just a few minutes of discomfort. So we're so blessed that when it freezes in Houston, our biggest concern is the pipes. Serious, that's our biggest concern. I was watching a show a few years ago in Syria. Those who were in the war-torn Syria, and they were living in the mountains. And they were showing a man who he went to sleep, and his child went to sleep. And by the time he woke up, his baby froze to death. May Allah give them the paradise. So knowledge that is not acted upon. So if one of you knew how to fix the heater, and you just sit there and the heater's out and you don't say anything, there's no benefit in that. No, get up and do it. If your car broke down and your children are at home hungry, and the only way for you to get out and make money is for you to go outside to fix your car, if you just sit there, what is the use of the knowledge you have of how to fix that car? This applies spiritually and religiously also. Sound advice that's not acted upon. Sound advice that's not acted upon. That is another waste of time. Every piece of advice that we got from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is like gold. A weapon that is not used. Somebody breaks in your house with the intention to harm your family. You have weapons. And self-defense is a universal right. It's beyond some legislative rights that some men write down on a piece of paper somewhere. No, self-defense is a universal human right that we all have to defend ourselves, defend our lives, defend our properties. So because I know people get scared if you mention guns and stuff like, oh my God, don't say that. Self-defense is a natural human right. And I pray that you have something in your home to protect yourself from someone who comes in your home. Unless you got some reason by law, you can't own arms. I have to say that too. What good is knowing jujitsu and taekwondo and all these martial arts when somebody tries to kidnap your child or something? You don't use it to protect. A masjid that is not prayed in. A big challenge all around the world. Many houses of worship go empty without praying. If you come here during the week and you need to get in, There's a phone number on the back door. And it's 3 phone numbers, and somebody can buzz you in. We have a special room in the back that's open anytime you need to get in and pray. Inshallah, just call up the number and you'll be able to get in. The masjids are a place for prayer. And Uthman is reminding us of the value of coming to the house of Allah and praying in it. A mushaf that's not read, and that's what they used to call the Quran, the mushaf. So when you had, well, I know we'll call it a book, but it's a manuscript, right? So he's saying one of the biggest wastes is to have a Quran and never read it. So I ask you, brothers and sisters, how often do we read the Quran? How often do we study the Quran? I know in some of our cultures, we take the Quran down for aqiqah. We take the Quran down for a wedding. We take the Quran down for a janazah. Only time we read it. We should make a common practice of reading the Quran. Number 7, wealth from which nothing is spent in charity. Here's Uthman, radiallahu anhu, reminding us of the value of giving in charity and how much of a waste it is to have wealth. And he was a billionaire. Somebody might charge me up and say he was a decabillionaire. He wasn't quite a billionaire, man. Whatever he was very wealthy among the Arab. So don't get bogged down in the minute details. Think about the bigger principles. So whatever you have, give wealth. Then he said, a horse that is not written. You watch these. It used to be called Cribs. I don't know if y'all remember that show. Martin Leach and the life of the rich and famous. And somebody had like 30 cars just to have them. Ain't no value out of them. No use out of them. Nothing. Whatever you have, put it to work in the way of Allah. If you have 10 Maybachs, mashallah, bless you with that wealth. Sell one of them and donate some buses and vans to relief organizations. You have the kitchen the size of this masjid. MashaAllah, Allah has blessed you with wealth. Go buy a kitchen and turn it into a soup kitchen to help the poor. Knowledge of spiritualism. MashaAllah, it's getting deeper. Knowledge of spiritualism in the mind, in the heart of one who's only going after the dunya. That's why Allah says, seek the akhirah. Then go after the dunya. So if you study all these things about the life of Prophet Muhammad, all these things about the Quran, all these things, it's a way to have all that's in your heart, yet your only concern is the world. Not saying that you don't need it. Finally, to live a long life. That's what we all want, right? We want to live a long life. The promise to us in our first development as Muslims in America, that you would have good life, friends, right? Good, all that in all walks of life. So Uthman said, a long life in which you make no preparations for the journey to the akhirah. You ain't even thinking about the afterlife. You live to 90 years old and haven't done nothing to put forward for the akhirah. That's a waste of 90 years. If you only live 1 year from now and you spend that time putting away for the akhirah, that's better and more valuable than living another 50 years and not putting anything away. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم والحمد لله. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, after Jumu'ah, if you're an able-bodied man, there's some things we want to do for security here. And also, we have a huge conference coming up where most of the great scholars and thinkers that shaped Islamic thought in America from the indigenous Muslim community will be coming to town. Imam Yahya Abdullah will be coming. Imam Fahim Shu'aib will be coming. Imam Hatim Hamidullah will be coming. And we want to do security for that conference. So I need y'all to meet with me after Jumu'ah, inshallah. It's the 14th, 15th, and 16th. We were going to hire a company. Then Imam Qasim Ahmed visited me in spirit. And he said, this is not how we trained you. He said, we didn't train you to hire a security company. We trained you to secure yourself. To provide security for yourself. So if you're able-bodied, you're good. If you're disabled, you can even have a position too, mashallah. I'm serious. People have to watch, look out. Everybody has a role, right? But to start the first tier is those who are able-bodied. So if you're able-bodied, please, we'll have a very short holdback meeting after Jumu'ah, inshallah. Make yourselves available for security here. And then also for our resilience conference, 2.0 2025, the sacred journey from al-Islam, from slavery to al-Islam. And because we have these great pioneers coming, we want to make sure we secure it, especially in the current atmosphere in which we live in. We live in an atmosphere now. Tensions are high. Rhetoric, there's a lot of rhetoric out there. And with certain actions that have just been made that have freed people who did very unseemly things. It has emboldened a lot of people in their minds, and it has justified behavior they think they can do. So it's even more important now that as Muslims, we secure ourselves, we secure our properties, we secure our mosques. So inshallah, please meet with me after Jumu'ah. Allah forgive us, have mercy on us. Ya Allah, guide us. Ya Allah, open our hearts and allow the Quran to become our center. Open our minds to accept the message of the Quran. Open our hearts to follow the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bless us to look to him for leadership and follow his leadership, his model. Let us put his model above all other models. Oh Allah, allow us to give us the strength and give us the perception and give us the humility to put the Quran, the knowledge of the Quran, what you gave us as huda, what you gave us as haqq. All of these things that you have given us to guide our lives, help us elevate those things and live our lives by them. All over the world, Allah, where your servants are suffering, please ease their pain. Those who are homeless, give them shelter. Those who are hungry, give them food. Those who are sick, give them healing. Those who die and return to you, forgive them their sins and bless them with paradise. Oh Allah, those your servants who are in areas that are war-torn, where bombs and things are being dropped on them unjustly. Oh Allah, please hold back the industry of military from them. Please hold back the bombs from them. Please hold back the hand of the oppressor from them. Give them freedom. Give them self-determination. Bring justice. Oh Allah, give us the strength to stand up against injustice with our hands. And if we're not able to do so, speak out against it. If we're not able to do so, then hold it in our hearts. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ameen.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. خير الصلاة خير الصلاة تتمت الصلاة تتمت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Brothers and sisters, please put your heels on the line. Also realize that you're praying in front of other people. So I know there's a habit in America to sag your pants. So make sure the people behind you don't see anything. So let's have the proper adab and etiquette when we're at prayer, inshallah. Please leave no gaps between your hearts. Istaw wa'tadilu wa'tadilu. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Brothers and sisters, on your way out, please make sure you leave a donation. There's a brown box up there. There's slots in there. You leave your donations for zakah, for sadaqah, or the building fund, inshallah. This masjid is only made possible by the donations of people who come here. Mark your calendars for the Resilience Con, February 14th, 15th, and 16th. The Sacred Journey from Slavery to Al-Islam. It'll be held at Masjid As-Sabirin in Sugarland. We have over 30 speakers coming to town, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, all generations. The senior most generation of imams that are in their 70s. We got a number of speakers coming from that 50-year-old generation that I'm in. We have speakers coming from the generation below that, and perhaps even the generation below that, mashallah. So mark your calendars and please attend, inshallah. For those who want to talk about security, we'll pray sunnah, inshallah. And then we'll meet. We have our discussion about security. May Allah keep you and your families safe. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum and Jumu'ah Mubarak. We have a few other community announcements. Please join us on Saturday, February 1st for Janaza orientation. preparing for a Muslim burial. It is important. It will cover the importance of janazah, the need for a wheel, ghusl, or shrouding. Demonstration will occur, as well as the adab, or Muslim etiquette as pertains to the burial. So please, we encourage you to bring your non-Muslim family and friends. Light refreshments will be served. There is a sign up. So I put the form to register for the janazah orientation in the comment section. So please view the comment section in order to register to ensure there's enough space for everyone. Also, the Resilience Con, as Imam Wazir mentioned, will be held on the 14th through 16th, and the registration is $15 for the Resilience Conference, and the registration link is also in the comment section. Inshallah, you enjoy the rest of your Friday. Jumu'ah Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum.